Hello everyone, and I'm welcome you on WarmWoolGallery podcast. My name is Vera and I'm here today in Calgary, Canada. Today we have incredibly frosty day. I think winter is finally came here. Today is minus 22 and feels like minus 29. And if you hear little knocking and other strange sounds, it's just my dog. It's a big part of my life, and I don't know, if she decides to come to me, for sure I will introduce her. Now she's drinking. Gerda, иди сюда. My dog's speaking only on Russian language because it is some years ago we brought her. I just show you. Hello. Say hello to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, many years ago she came together with us from Russia to Canada, and for us there was no choice if we will brought her or not. It's important part of us when we decided to take pet. It means that we took all responsible for her, and yeah, I just know what some family decide to leave pets because it's difficult to settle in new country, new city, having extra difficulties, but yeah, here it is, and from time to time you will hear her, but she's cute. Ask her to pet her. So, okay, let's decide about knitting. Actually, this podcast about knitting, crocheting. Sometimes I also, here's my little spinning wheel, if you see it here. Sometimes it's spinning, but not so often in recent time because I'm just like super busy with other stuff, and yeah, sometimes I also like cross stitch or embroidery, but not in this time as well. So today we will talk about my finished object in January, my weaves, but it's actually only 2 weaves I have, ongoing weaves I would say, because there are some like a frozen weaves. And also last time I announced what I would like to talk about my plan for 2021. So I also would like to chat a little bit about it. And I hope it will be interesting. So if you would like to stay, just let's stay and a little bit talk with each other. So, okay, let's start with my finished objects. So the very first finished object, as you can notice, it's on me. It's Oslo sweater by Petite Knit, and last time I showed you as work in progress, and finally I finished it. Truly, it was so, I would say, cozy, or I don't know, touchable project, because it's one thread of kid mohair and one thread, in my case, merino yarn, and it was so soft. I just didn't want to put it away, and yeah, I just had a lot of joy to knit it. And let's say talk firstly about the yarn, and after I will show you full garment. Okay, sorry. And maybe I just have to announce, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to show you today. From time to time I will switch off camera, rotate my stuff around me, and we will continue, because when I try to put everything around me, I realized that I can't manage it and handle it all close to me, because in this case you will see like a lot of bundles on the back of me, on the side. So I decide what I will take it easy, and I just switch off camera and come back with another portion of knitting. So I think it will not annoy you. So for the yarn, I actually brought a basket. It's from IKEA. It's a salad plate, I believe. And I just put some yarn what I will talk about it today. So this yarn, what I knitted with is lace merino. in this color by Localama. It's hand-dyed yarn of Canadian dyer. She living in Manitoba. It's like in the middle of Canada. And color called Wheat Seed, and it's so beautiful. I would say it's not so bright as you see it on camera. Maybe it's very close to the chair behind me. Yeah, it's a little bit more warm color, and it's not how to say, it's not gradient, but it's not like solid color, because there is little shades of different yellow. Try to show you. No, it doesn't want to show you. So it's a little bit more brown, a little bit more golden, greenish, just slightly. And you can see it on the garment. What garment is not solid color. There are some. It's not even like a stripes. It's a little of like touches of different colors, and I so love it. It's incredibly soft yarn for sure. It's Merino, and it's 880 yards, and I believe it's 800 meters per 100 gram. And I have leftover. I didn't measure it, but I think it's about 90 grams left over. I will put on the screen exact number because I just don't remember. And also I used Rowan Kid Silk. So this is all leftover what I have. And when I knitted it, I realized what it's not an. I don't have enough Kid Silk. I had only 4 balls. One ball is 25 grams, and pattern called for 5 balls. Unfortunately, this color is not in stock anymore. Like it's discontinued from everywhere. Rowan will not color it anymore, and I was not able to find it. I was trying, I was digging eBay everywhere, and ended up what I went to local store what we have open with restrictions for sure, but it's still open. I took my garment with me, and I have already like probably maybe sleeves I already have done. And what I did, I just trying to match not the same color, but what will be fit, because there are different shades of kid silk, the same as like bright yellow, lemon, brown, like dark brown. I thought about to put here like a black or dark gray, but unfortunately it was not in store as well. They are dark, but it was not solid color, and I thought what I don't want to like shakes to mixed color. So I got this color of kid silk from Lang, and difference with Rowan kid silk, but here 60% kid mohair and 40% silk, compared with Rowan where only 30% silk. I don't know if it's like big difference in like in the production, but it's ended up with Rowan kid silk is much fluffier compared with Lang. I don't know if you see it. I hope you see it. It's very difficult to see fluff in this color. Just a second, I will find something dark around me. Okay, I found one. Just sorry. Yeah, this, I think on the dark background you will see it more clear. Yeah, you see how it's a different color, sorry, but now you can see how fluffy Rowan kid silk and how plain Lang kid silk. So I think it's pretty visible. And what I decided, what I knitted all edges, like collar, sleeves, bottom, with Lang kid silk, but I folded it double plus merino yarn. And I think in any case it's not so fluffy, but it's not bad because it's around like neck, for example. It's not itchy. This year not itchy at all, but I just wanted to be not like a very plain color, but I would like something similar fluffiest, but in any case it's not. But I like how it's ended up. Yeah, you see how haze I have in this area and what haze I have on the sleeve. Just take in mind, I was surprised was pretty the same yarn can be not the same. I don't know, maybe not the same amount of kid silk do not give you the same effect, but actually what I got. And I have about 5 grams leftovers together, or 6 grams. I don't know separately how much is it, but definitely pattern call like for 5 balls, and it's probably required like for me 4.5 balls if I did not hold it like 2 threads of like kid silk. But I like how it's ended up, so here will be a short video how it's fit on me. The only thing it's not a mistake, but I did longer my sleeves. It was normal before washing, but after I wash it, it's grow a little bit, and I decided that if I just bend it like collar of the sleeve, it looks still the same, and I just like it. I did not wear it just because I did not go anywhere yet. So we're working from home and I did not have chance to go anywhere, but it's super soft and I just like it. So it's my first finished garment and I really love it, and I'm thinking to knit the second one using I will show you in the future in my plans in 2021, but just keep in mind, I so love it that I would like to knit another one. And let's go to another my finished project. And this project I also showed you as work in progress last time, and it's popcorn cardigan pattern on rubberly called like popcorn cardigan. I don't remember designer name, unfortunately I didn't check it, but all links on patterns will be on description to the video below. So it's for 6 years old girl, I believe. I don't know, I didn't ask whose baby, and I do it like a custom knitting. I got order from lady in Instagram. She sent me a photo and said if I could knit it or not. Like she just sent me a picture and I said what, yeah, like I can do it. And basically last year I had some also custom orders with popcorn as well. So just funny, every time when I got custom order, it's always come with bubbles. And when we started to discuss what kind of yarn, what like everything related to order, figure out what she would like to from particular yarn. It's Macintosh vintage, and she basically had a pattern for it, and she also shooted me the pattern. And as I understood, she's a knitter, but she was not able to knit it because it was difficult to understand, and maybe she was not so advanced. Not like I'm super advanced, like, but pattern is really a little bit difficult to understand from the first view. But again, because I already knitted this type of garments before, for me it was pretty understandable what's going on here. Construction is not usual, I would say, because it starts from the hood and back and forth, and after you go to the round and pick up stitches on the neckline, and again back and forth, like, because it's cardigan, and it's ended up with button band from all garment. I have buttonholes here, but I don't have buttons itself because here's holes. I will show you. There is holes here because lady said what she will be able to put buttons by herself, and she had them. So yeah, it's finished garment. I spent a lot of yarn, I would say, for 6 years old, about 4.5 skein. So, but one skein is 120 grams, so it's more than 500 grams for 6 years old. For me, it's pretty heavy because I forgot to say this one weighed 220 grams. So this one 500, I don't know, 50 grams probably. And I think it's because of weight of the yarn itself, because vintage is worsted yarn and bubbles is pretty yarn consuming. Yeah, but I like how it's fit. It's not very fit very well on the handler because it's like big size and sleeves a little bit too far. Like it's supposed to be a narrow kit here, but yeah, I guess it's fit very well. All edges I closed with, oh, sorry, I don't know how to show you. Yeah, just maybe I will, you know, it's pretty heavy. My hand already tired to hanging it. Yeah, all edges I closed with, come on, let's do it. Yeah, I closed with needle. Yeah, sorry. My autofocus doesn't work today. With a needle, and it was just like one by one ribbon, and I finished with closing with needle. Not sorry, I just realized what it's difficult to understand. Not the needles what I knitted by sewing needles, tapestry needle, I would say. Yeah. So this little garment is ready for shipping, but then I sent photos and everything to my customers. She was so impressed what she asked if I will be able to knit another one for her. And I said, yeah, why not? The only thing I recommend her to use a little bit lightweight yarn, because this one seems like more jacket, I would say, because weight. In country where she lives, it's not winter as we have, not -22. So I think she will be able to walk, girl. She will be able to walk in cardigan outside even in the winter time, because put something on the top, it will be, I think, super heavy. And I recommended her to use something lighter, and she chose DK weight yarn. Actually, pattern itself called for DK yarn as well. So when she shooted me the pattern, it didn't work for me in any case, because I have another gauge, another number of stitches. It's not the same at all as it called in the pattern, but it's not difficult for me to recalculate. I choose centimeters. I follow the centimeters pattern and also pattern of bubbles. Sorry, it was a lot of noise because just my husband came from outside, and as I said, it feels like -29, and it was a lot of like breathing and so I decided just switch off for a second and let him remove his jacket and enjoy warmth of the house. And my last finished garment, what I actually started last year, and it's very plain socks. And you see, colors is very much today. It's very plain socks made with just hold on a second. I have a from Concept Casual yarn from Katya. Yeah, and it consists 70% wool, 25% polyamide and 5% cashmere. And I had 2 balls in green and yellow. Oh, this is 304 color, it's no name, but 304. And for the Christmas I did socks for my husband as well as a gift, just in a very plain green color. I put photo here. And in the beginning my idea was to knit socks for my colleague for Christmas, but in the beginning, maybe in the middle of December, we were sent home, like for remote working, and I believe until March minimum. And so it's no way for me to see him again, like my colleague, and it will be super strange to give Christmas gift in March. And because he's skier or snowboard, like he used some winter sports, and I thought it probably will be a good idea to gift him a handmade warm socks. But as I said, I will not see him for a long time, and ended up what I need these socks again for my husband. But it took me almost like a month and a half to finish it, and it's very plain socks. It's nothing fancy or difficult. It's I believe it's 60 or 64 stitches on 2.5 millimeter needles. But I use it as a magic loop, and it takes me forever. I just realized that I'm not magic loop socks girl. I just don't like to knit it. I can definitely, but it's just not so quick for me as double pointed needles. And why I didn't use DPN? Because I started it on DPN and I realized I have a how it's called it, like stitches was separated in 4 pieces, like the same as needles, and I was trying to tie it, but it doesn't work. I think that needles was too thick, and yarn, even it's 400 millimeters or 400 meters for like very plain sock yarn weight, it's a little bit more thick, I would say. If looking on the thread itself, I would say it's the same as 6-ply Regia, but on the label it said 400 meters. Yeah. And the another thing what I'm happy I did not gifted these socks, that socks what I gave to my husband on Christmas, it peeled a lot, just a lot. His sleeping socks, but all of the socks covered with, I don't know, it's like looked ugly after week of using. So happy to me I didn't present this kind of socks to my colleague. And for these socks it's okay, it also will be like sleeping socks. What to say else here, that okay, yarn is peeling a lot, and I recently bought a machine that remove how it's called, peeling machine. And it's easy to clean for sure, but just a gift, I think it's better to choose something more better quality yarn. It's very super soft when I wash it. I didn't wash it actually, I just used steam machine to make it more even. Yeah, so maybe another thing what I would like to mention it here, but I really love this kind of heel here. Maybe just let me rotate a little bit, it will be lighter probably. Yeah, so inside it look like little bubbles, I would say. Yeah, and this one outside. Yeah, it's like a strong heel, or maybe not strong, reinforced heel, but it's very easy to knit and it just slip stitches. I actually recorded a little tutorial how I make this type of heel, and it's round, it's not flat heel, but I don't know if someone need it, but maybe I will publish it. I just didn't decide yet. Yeah, and this is all my finished garment in January. It's not a lot, but this year I decided to calculate how much I need and how much I bought the yarn, and hope in the end of the year I will got what I spent more than I bought. And the another thing what I recently discovered, I had a clue about it, but I did not, it was not confirmed. And I count all my sock yarn what I have in my stash, and I actually have more than 3 kilograms of sock yarn in my stash, and it's awful. It's just awful. And this year I decided that I will need a lot of socks. I have to need a lot of socks. But unfortunately 3 kilograms of yarn, sock yarn, for me it's not like 30 socks, 30 pair of socks. No, for me it's like 60 pairs of socks, because for this man 11, I believe, size US 11 or 43 European size of socks, I spent half to the ball of main color and about, I don't know, maybe 20 grams of green. Okay, green, I have left over about maybe 10 grams or so, but this one I have still half of the ball, and it's definitely enough for my size of socks. So it's kind of like from sometimes from one ball of sock yarn I can need 2 pairs of socks, especially if I will use contrasting color for heel, like the same as in this sock. I can make men's size of socks, so it's just a lot of socks that I have to need. And my goal, maybe I can end it up with 2 kilos in the end of the year. Yeah, it will be great. But again, this year you will see a lot of socks and a lot of sock yarn. It's awful. So in January overall I needed 815 grams of yarn. It's what I have in the garment. So 225 socks, about 75 grams, and the garment to 515 grams. So overall it's 815 grams of yarn what I spent in January. It's nice, but just can't imagine how much I bought it. We will see it in following chapter. It's awful. So yeah, let's jump on my whips. It's luckily only 2 work in progress what I have now, and just a second. Last episode I also showed you a blanket what I crocheted from time to time, but this month I truly did not have a lot of time to knit it, so it will be not in this episode, because if I will have progress I definitely will show, but in this case I don't think, sorry, the reason to show you. So my first work in progress, it's socks. And I have beautiful yarn, hand-dyed yarn as well. It was a gift from my I would not say it's like a subscriber or something like this. It's just my friend what I subscribe to, and we just like switch gifts. I would say like this. And this is hand-dyed yarn by Siberian dyer, I believe. She lives in Siberia, and yeah, it's so beautiful. I just put a little video here as well how we make a ball. And I had plain black Rico superwash yarn. It's just black color, nothing fancy. And I decided to knit I think it's called Ugly Duckling Socks on Ravelry, but again, link will be below in description box. So yeah, it's not like a symmetric or something, but I think it's very interesting effect. It's a little bit dark from one side, it's really bright from another side. And I have black calf, heel and toe will be also black. And I'm actually already close to finished. I just make one more repeat. One repeat is about 1 centimeter. So I just do one extra repeat and I will close it. And if I spend more than a month on previous socks, for this one I think I spent maybe a week. And I don't need it like full time because I don't have I have maybe half hour or maximum an hour in a day to knit something because I'm extremely busy at work. So yeah, I like it. Why I decided to use this pattern? First of all, because I had it in my basket for a long time. It's free pattern on Ravelry actually. I do not follow pattern just like one by one. I knitted the same number of stitches. I use the same number of needles. I follow the chart. I modified heel because in the pattern it's called for short rows heel, but I just like this one more. I call it like a round heel. Yeah, it's nothing to see in a black yarn. And yeah, this one side I also follow the pattern, but I already don't read it very carefully because I knitted a lot of socks and I can manage how to close it. But pattern is very easy to understand, and the only problem what I had here, it's not a problem because it's not color work, it's actually slip stitches. So I have only one color in a round. It's not like I have to color work and twist them, no. So this rows, it's kind of like twice knitted, but you, for example, this little dot, it's 2 rows, but you see only 1 stitch. And what I just would like to mention, when we came to this area, it's like a double row, and here very plain stockinette stitch row. And before I steam it yesterday, it was a little bit like how to say it, this side seems longer than this one. Again, just because it's slip stitches, it's a little bit hold the garment. But it seems to me that after I steam it, and I didn't wash it yet for sure, I think all is fine now. And I just a little bit how to say, I just make it a little bit longer during my steaming, and I will do the same when I will wash it. But overall I just love it. And yesterday I scaled the yarn what I used. I still have 85 grams of color and I spent 25 grams of black one. It's 50-gram ball. So I have the second ball for the another socks, and probably I will use it. And again, I will have it for another pair of socks. But for me, I thought if I will do it for me, I maybe will do just stripes. I like it, but I don't want to do the same socks twice in a row. Regarding Rico Superwash yarn and this one, it's the same consistent, like 75 wool and 25 polyamide, but this one is much softer. It's not super soft, I mean, it's not super posh, like extra fine merino or something like this. I think it's like a Regia base yarn, but if you ever touch Regia, you know what I'm talking about. It's soft. But this one, when I knit with Rico, I just feel that it's like plastic, more plastic here than in this one. But again, consistent of the yarn is the same. But yeah, this yarn is much more pleasure to work. Yeah, I'm super happy, but definitely I will finish this sock today and I will be able to start another one. And it's just so beautiful to work, and it's really difficult to stop because you're just thinking, oh, I will make one more window and I will finish it, and ended up you got full sock. Yeah, I just like it. And another my project was a little bit painful for me because I'm not good at it. It's sorry, where's it? Lost it. Oh, it's Birkin sweater. I thought to knit it for a long time, and probably as some of you knows, I have little online yarn store, and just in case, because of restriction, it's better to not browse it from outside, like overseas, because our shipping service is super slow now. So I have it like this now. I read comments on Ravelry, and it's very old pattern. Basically all of you knows it. Yeah, here. So I ended up with size medium, even I have small size. Like if read the pattern, I supposed to choose small size, but I chose medium one, and my yarn is a little bit thicker. It's 380 meters, and in the pattern I believe it's about 500 meters per 100 gram. But I know what Donegal will fit amazing in this pattern, except color work. But it's the first time for me when I do color work, and I'm not a pro itself, for sure. And you see how ugly it is. I also tried to steam and see if garment will open. Yeah, this is the piece what I steamed. It seems like it's a little bit better, or maybe here you will see better. So the second piece, what this one steamed and here not. Soft Donegal tweed bloom after washing, and it usually covers all holes between stitches, but I need a lot of practice to get my color work look better when it is now. But yeah, it's so difficult for me. I use, I believe it's called double hand method, because one hand knit continental and another it's like British method of knitting. But and like, you know, it's difficult, and it's my first garment color work, and in some areas pattern called for 3 color in one row, and this is, I guess, the most difficult part. So colors, green is green. Yeah, this one. And I also wanted to see this pink in the garment, and I thought about yellow, mustard color, but I remove it from my idea now, because first of all it's all already a lot of garments are yellow in my stash, but it's not because of it. Then I started to use pink, and it just my mind spring pop up, and spring in Calgary it's a lot of how called that bushes, probably lilac bushes, I don't remember. It's like pretty high bushes with a lot of different like pink, lilac, maybe a little bit more dark colors like nowadays. In my childhood it was only lilac and white colors, so it was just remind me about that time, and I thought, oh, maybe I will be able to finish it, because before May or June then we will have a lot of bloom in our city. And I decided what I would like to see it like a lilac bushes. So one color what I have is this one. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this is light pink what you see it here. It's difficult to see on the garment because it's just couple rows. Next color will be, and I already invited here, it's a little bit darker lilac, this one, and in the middle it's called for the first color, and I decided it will be this one. And this one is very actually similar to flowers. Yeah, it's difficult to hold, but I think it's how I will end it up in Birkin sweater. So I hope it will be very nice. And long time ago, maybe a couple of years ago, I did a swatch between two colors except lilac. I just tried color walk, and this is like the lightest pink, this color, and the darkest that I have. Yeah, so I think it looks pretty good, and in the middle it will be some lilac. It also has some spots of pink and white in like inside. Yeah, so something like this will be in my Birkin sweater. I'm super happy to work with it, but as I said, sorry, it's my hairs on my microphone, but for me it's really difficult because I don't have experience. And for now, what feelings I have now, I'm not sure what I would like to repeat it again. Maybe yeah, maybe I need more practice. Maybe it's better to practice on a little bit more thicker yarn what I have, because it's just difficult to manage several threads with very thin yarn. Yeah, so these all my ongoing projects what I'm working on now, and I'm waiting for yarn for another popcorn hoodie. And of course, when I will get it, I will jump on that project because it's like a custom order. So, and that's it for my whips. Yeah, so maybe in the beginning I would like to discuss my plans for 2021, and in the end we will see my yarn what I bought. It's so much yarn what I'm not sure I would like to show you, but let's see. It's everything hidden behind me. So for last year I mentioned already, sorry, I just don't want to make a noise on you. I did a plan for 2020, and some of the yarn jumped from previous year to this one. I did like, for me, I did a lot of garments, but for some yarn, particular yarn, I would like to find a project and start working on it. And for one, I actually did, and we will discuss it a little bit later. So for this year, I did not make plan for all like 12 months, because for sure I would like to keep space for like new pattern, new ideas, maybe new yarn that was not before in my stash. So I just put some project what I already have all pattern or yarn, and I would like just to start it as soon as possible when I will have time. But let's look at it. So first project, like, it's not like a priority list, it just as I remember it, yak pants, and I already actually did it. Last video I showed you my yak pants, and I was able to test it because, as I said, winter finally came here, and I just use my yak pants, and on the top I use my very plain hiking pants that made with, I don't know, maybe nylon or polyester or something like this, and I use it in the summertime. It's actually when you can zip the bottom part of the pants and has like a shorts. So in that pants I like it works amazing because it was not cold. It was then you go outside when it's a little bit chilly, it's not itchy or something. It's like very convenient winter pants, I would say. So I just enjoyed, and from plans on 2021 it became already finished project. And another also finished project what I had like a list in the end of 2020, it's also sweater by Petite Knit, and as you see I just finished it. Another one also what ongoing plan, it's Ugly Duckling Socks by Karen Aida. Yeah, I had it in my list for maybe a year and a half. I saw this finished garment for a long time ago in my knitted group, and yeah, it just I liked how it looked, and I just put it in my list in my Ravelry library, and finally I started working on it. And I truly recommend this pattern because if you have any very dyed yarn what change colors very like quickly, and it's like not like a stripes but sorry, it's my dog again. She drinks a lot, I think. So this pattern will shade a little bit this very bright color yarn. Another one what I already have a pattern and I would like to start working on it as soon as possible is November 2020 by Enke Strick, and I would like to knit it with drop sky yarn. And I also saw project page for this pattern, and I saw some people used sky yarn for that hoodie, and I have two colors. Unfortunately I don't have a lot of yarn for like full garment because I think I have only 3 balls of each color, but probably I will do like half of the garment gray and half of the garment black, something like this. I thought about stripes, but I realized I just don't want stripes particular in this project, so I think it will be not bad if I just will do half of the garment, like this part will be, for example, black and below will be gray. So it's sky yarn. I have it for my stash, in my stash for for a couple of years already, and finally it will work in amazing pattern. Another one is pattern by Russian designer Anya Zhiltsova. It's unisocks, pattern called unisocks. Unfortunately it's only on Russian language, it's not in English, I believe. And yeah, we just have interesting heel. I know there are other patterns that have the same heel, but I just would like to check if I'm able to work in Russian speaking patterns, if it works for me or not, because for me it's not always easy to read Russian instruction. I learned how to knit in English, and for me it's easy to follow English patterns, but for me Russian instructions sometimes seems complicated, like too many words, but pattern is good, and I think I will be able to manage in the socks. It's not like a dress. So yeah, I also have it in my list, and I have yarn for it. Probably I will start it soon. Yeah. The next project is Ice Flower Socks by Renin Yarn, and I did already one socks from this designer. I love it, and I used Drops Flora. Yeah, it's very warm socks, super warm socks, and I choose pattern for my husband. We didn't pick up particular colors. Probably I will do the same from Flora. I have some Flora yarn in my stash. The only modification I will do, and I already know about it, it's what I will hold double thread for heel and ribbon and toe. Maybe it will be the same as color work, just with one color, because my previous socks, my heel a little bit thin, even if you touch it compared with main garment, because main garment is fully color work and heel is not. So yeah, I happy to work with her garment, just my own preference, reinforcement a little bit some elements. Next project is actually super project for me for 2021. It's like a super goal, and I will show the yarn you. And yarn is, this bobbin, it's 93% wool and 77% cashmere, 500 meters in 100 gram, and it's beautiful jeans color. I started to make a sample on needles what designer called, but it was just too thin. For men garment I think it's too thin. I started to make on smaller size of the needle. You don't see it very well, but again I think it's too thin. Yeah, I think he will destroy it very well, even if it will be not holes, but I mean garment, sorry, it's like a haze of my hair. Yeah, it will be just out of fit very soon. I think maybe I will try to double thread and see how it will work. This project probably I will try to finish before the end of the 2021 and gift it as Christmas gift, but let's see. This is my exact plans for 2021, what I have to do. And another one, Oslo sweater, as I mentioned in 2020 I had my hair tweed from Drops for a long time, because when I bought it on website it was said it's how to call that color on the website, I don't remember, but I thought it's like gray, and when it came to me it's actually lilac. It's not a gray at all. Like I thought what it will be like cold gray, but it's lilac. And I ended up thinking I have 5 balls exactly of Drops kid silk, and after I started knitted Oslo, what I'm wearing today, and I so fall in love with it, but I decided what I will combine one thread of kid silk and one thread of lamb's wool from my own store and hold it together, and I will get another amazing Oslo sweater full in one color. I mean, I will not have extra another kid silk yarn, because I have 5 balls, and ended up with it will be out of my stash, because I was looking at it yarn for a long time and I saw that it's not my color. Like lilac, it's not my color. I have grayish, bluish, greenish eyes, and together with lilac my eyes just disappear. I need something maybe colder or pinky, but not that shade. So yeah, and I'm happy what I finally find pattern for it. Another what I have in my list from last year and what I would like to do in this year is use drops air, what I have in my stash for a long time, silk t-shirt. I started last year, but I just don't like how it's look like because my edge stitches a little bit loose, and I decided what I will unravel it and start again with something different. So but I hope that this year I finally finish it. Yeah, so I think this is all my particular project what I would like to start this year. And out of this I still have a lot of yarn, and I'm constantly browsing for ideas and what I can knit with it. But I'm happy what for some of the yarn I have knitting machine, and I can knit it on maybe some plain like sweaters or something on my knitting machine, and I'm truly happy about it. And I will show you now one garment what I started on knitting machine, and that yarn actually in my stash since 2019, I believe. Yeah, when I was on vacation in Russia I bought this yarn, but I ended up what I don't have idea what to knit with it because it was too thin, and if holding it double it's too warm. So, and I will show you just one part of the garment. And this is a very tiny piece of garment what I did on knitting machine. Yeah, not seen very well. It's bag for my future pullover, and it's raglan. This is raglan line, and it has high color. Yeah. So this yarn consists 60% royal baby alpaca. I don't know why it's royal, but it's baby alpaca, and 40% silk. Yeah. And it's 660 meters per 100 gram, and as I said, for just knitted by hand it's very thin yarn. It's thinner than sock yarn definitely, but if it's folded double it's super warm, like 300 meters, and like it's heavy yarn, but it's not so thick because silk is heavy and alpaca itself is also heavy. So like if I hold it double, it doesn't mean that what I will use like 5mm needles. No, it will be still like 3mm needles, so it will be super warm. And finally I decided what I will use it on knitting machine. It's not like you can see me behind. Yeah, but I'd like something like a drapey and light garment, and hope I will finish it maybe this weekend. I hope. It's not a lot of job to knit on the knitting machine if you do not make any mistakes. Most of the time I spend on like knitting sample, calculation, checking calculation again, and after that again, if not something was made wrong, it maybe takes couple 3 hours to knit it. But after you need to sew everything. Yeah, and my last, I think this episode again it's super long, but my last chapter is about my yarn that I recently bought. I think the most interesting thing it's yarn in the balls for you. So one of the ball I did not show last time because it was gift for New Year, and I just didn't want to show it in case this person will look at it. And this is Any Blood Angora Super that consists 70% Angora and 30% Lane probably merino, and 25-gram balls, and you see how fluffy it is. And I'm planning to knit hat for myself. I bought the same yarn but different color for my friend. Yeah, it's super squishy, and as I know, Annie Blood is not on the market anymore, and all yarn what you can find in the stores, it's actually will not produced anymore. Yeah, so sad. I never tried, and it's not in the market. And then I went for ball of Lank yarn, this one, Lank Kid Silk yarn. In the store, it was, I believe, 1st or 2nd of January. I also ended up buying, you know, I'm always so thin. I feel so bad when I go to almost bankrupted stores now, and I see how sellers like look at everyone, because you know it's only 1 or 2 people allowed in the stores, and I just can't go without anything on my hand. I just feel very bad. And even I needed only 1 ball of this yarn, I ended up that I decided to try Merino Reggae Merino Yak. I heard a lot of positive feedback about this yarn, and it's not cheap. For us it cost 30 Canadian dollars, that is 25, I believe, US dollars, maybe less. So yeah, it just big ball, 100 grams, and I heard that it's super soft, and it's soft already in a ball. And yeah, I decided to go with it and try it. In any case, one day I would like to try it. It's just 1 extra ball in my yarn stash, or in my sock yarn stash. And another one, it's my, just love this color, but unfortunately I didn't knit with it in winter period, but I supposed to knit a lot of gloves. And it's Delano Remo, and it consists 60% merino, fine merino wool, and 40% possum. It said 4mm needles and 50 gram, 128 meters. Yeah, so I did gloves with it, and I love how it fit. Gloves I usually knit a little bit tighter than other garments, just because I don't want to let wind go through it. Yeah, I just like this yarn, and I love this color, and I hope that I will be able to knit a lot of gloves and maybe just put it for sale. It's just like my plans that probably I will never have time to do it. But I have everything for it except time. And last year also my friend was going to neighbor city, like 300 kilometers from us, and there is a store there, a yarn store, but they also sell Chiago needles and cables separately, not only in a set. And a long time ago, maybe a year ago, my robot vacuum cleaner destroyed one of my cable. It was awful story. But yeah, one of my cable was destroyed, and I have only one in my stash now, and I basically need more. So, and I thought maybe when she will go there, she bought it for me, and I just pay, because if I will order it, I need to pay a lot for delivery, because free delivery or over $100, I believe, and just cable is nothing. So ended up that she was not able to get there, but she also need extra needles and cables, and we just combine our orders together, and I got everything what I need, and I supposed to spend more $10 to get free shipping. It's so like, it's not a known, but I never get exact amount what I need, and I just got like free shipping. No, it's something extra. and I just browse on the website what I need, extra hook, maybe extra needles, and etc. And I just found this yarn, sock yarn again. It's West Yorkshire Spinners. But what is interesting thing, what it consists 35% blue face yarn. I think it's interesting, consists like not all of the sock yarn has this yarn in the consistent, and so I ended up what I bought this ball, and I like how it's feeling, and color it's like pistachio color, I would say. It's not yellow, it's not green, it just mix up these two colors. Yeah, and I just ended up what I would like to buy it, and I have it now. So one extra sock yarn. And recently, just like yesterday or day ago, and actually regarding that order, I got like everything super quick. It's amazing service, but we forgot to put needle for me. I also order 3mm needles Chiago, but usually not in a set, and we forgot to put it, and I have to pay again for delivery. But we just, because needles very thin, we were able to put it in regular envelope and send it like extra mail. It was not even a parcel, and I think it cost them like $1, and they just didn't charge me. And yeah, I finally got everything. I got extra needle and cable. Yeah, and I ordered 2 cables, I believe, and 1 needles. Yeah, and yesterday I got yarn what I ordered for my knitting machine. I'm not able to knit it by hand because of the yardage of this yarn, and I thought the shipping will take about couple of 3 months, because again all of this lockdown. But very quickly, in Canada it's arrived in a week, but 2 weeks it takes within Canada. And I will not probably show you like what is the yarn, because it takes a lot of time. But when I will knit with it, I will spend much more time to talk more about it. I just want to show you colors. This one, and the same I have this one. It's beautiful colors. It's very thin yarn, as I said. It's 3000 meters per 100 gram. So I even can't knit on it right now, because I'm waiting special cones winder, not like balls but cones. Oh, this one, great color, I like it. This one, little bobbin. It's also super thin. I need make 2 bobbins from it to able to knit on it. This cashmere, actually very beautiful color as well. Super fine yarn. Also about 3000 meters silk. This one super beautiful, and you see it's all the same colors what I have now. And the last one, this one, as I'm actually already able to knit with it. It's black, and it's 650 meters, and it's 50% yak, 50% cashmere, and this yardage is able to knit on my knitting machine. Yeah, so this is the only yarn, but maybe it's for order. I didn't check. I need to knit a sample firstly to offer it for custom order. Yeah, this is all yarn, and when I will do a sample or garment, I will talk a little bit more about it, but for now I just don't want to spend your time on it. And I think this is it what I for this episode. So as I said, I spent 815 grams in January, and Mamma mia, this yarn is about 4 kilograms. like just take all of this, like 4 kilograms, and extra I bought 275 grams in the balls, like all of this. So 4 kilograms, 275 grams I bought, and 815 grams I spent. Oh, yeah, but on knitting machine it comes a little bit easy to spend than by hand. Yeah, just tell me, what are you knitting, what if you did plans for 2021, and what are you working on it now when you're watching me. Yeah, thank you for your time, and see you next time. Bye.